Hello everyone, welcome back to the next episode of our podcast. And today we have Billy Manik with us. Hi Billy.
Hi,
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Billy, we will just start off with your name first. So I've just asked if I'm announcing your name right, Billy, and you just said I'm not Billy, I'm Billy, right? The cat.
I am the
Yeah,
cat.
yeah. And that reminded me also of Dawn 2, Priyanka Chopra, where she's like Jungly Billy,
Wow,
SRK calls.
that is amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me the story behind Billy.
So I was really small, and my bua, who's one of my most favorite people on this planet, did not like my real name, which I'm not announcing over here either.
Okay, that's a
And
secret.
yeah, that's the secret. And it so happened that I fell off. My cot opened up from below the earth.
Oh, okay.
Long back, there used to be cots with
Right.
hook opened up, and
Right.
my entire the bed and me were on the floor.
Okay.
So apparently I didn't cry, but I kept staring at them with big eyes.
Okay.
And that's when my bua went, "Kya billi ki tarah ghool rahi hai?" And that's how she started calling me Billy.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's an interesting story. So you're not going to reveal your actual name, right? I mean, the
No.
name that. Okay. So is this the name that you have over your school or
I
certificate? Is this the name?
No, the problem is my passport and all my legal documents are my real name.
Okay.
My last name, of course, being the same.
Okay.
But but I think nobody relates to me with my real name. I also don't relate to myself.
Right. Yeah. Please tell me.
So it's only the entire industry, all my friends, school, everybody knows me as Billy.
That's
And
really catchy.
it is exactly, nobody ever can forget my name.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like my birthday. No one forgets my birthday as well. I'll tell you when's my
Are
birthday. It's
you
very
are you
interesting.
Are you
Sorry?
Feb born?
Sorry?
Are you a Feb born?
No. I'm a
No.
December born. I wish I was 29th, Feb 29th. I wish I was. But I'm not. When's your birthday, by the way?
27 June.
Oh, nice. June, of course, the summer, and then suddenly there's a nice weather going on.
Yeah.
Great. So, since you're hiding your real name, I understand for whatever reasons, but since now you have given Billy the name that you're using, how do you reflect on it? Like, how do you see that name, and how do you think your personality reflects on it?
So I really think I have I won't say an attitude of a cat,
Okay.
but definitely the fierceness of the cat family.
Hmm.
That's what I have, definitely. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So you have right now, you are working. Where are you from? Based right now?
Bombay, right from Bombay.
Okay. So your childhood, like you're being born and
Everything.
brought up. Oh, okay.
Born, brought up, raised, full Bombay.
Okay. So tell me one thing that that you actually like about Bombay, and the other thing which you don't like. Of course, just remove the traffic part, because I've been hearing it a lot. Always I ask someone and they're like, I hate the traffic. So except for the traffic part, tell me one thing that you like and one thing that you don't.
So what I love about Bombay is the spirit. I love how when you get out at even 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning, 2 at night, it just feels the city is alive. You never sleep. Of course, yeah, the traffic is, but I'm not someone actually who cribs on traffic. I know it's there, it's there. So that was definitely not going to be my.
Don't like.
What I really don't like is how people dirty the city. I've traveled across a lot of cities across India. I've gone up north. I've traveled the whole of south because of work. And most of the cities are so clean. What I really don't like is when people throw, wrappers and stuff on the road, and like I really feel bad. Like I live near the beach. I'm close to the beach. So just the other day, I said, okay, I'm going to go walking to my cousin's house, which is 2 kilometers away. So from the main beach, I entered and I said, okay, let me walk by the beach now. I'll enjoy the beach for a bit. And it was so dirty. So what really upsets me is that Bombay being such a big metropolitan city and then having so much dirt.
Right. Right. One thing that you just mentioned about the dirt part, I think this also correlates to your job, what you're doing. I'm not talking about how dirty something is, but, how artful your eyes can be in terms of actually making sure that something is beautified, right? Because you do that, you do that.
I agree. I somewhere agree. Like, I'm not saying that we have to sit and like, okay, let's get out jharu leke saaf karo. Kachra dalo hi mat na.
Right.
Don't go to the premise that you live in. Like I still sometimes see people throwing out vegetable chilkas out of their window, a bread out of their window. I'm like, okay, instead of throwing it, feed it to a bird, no? Put a piece outside your window, put some food for the bird.
Right.
Don't want to throw food in the garbage, don't throw it outside at least.
Right. I think this is the reason why, India is still, a place where people see it as not so developed in terms of it, because it's high time that, yeah.
I won't say the whole of India. Because see, I travel so much that I see a lot of places. Okay, like look at Hyderabad. It's gorgeous. I went to Bangalore a few days ago, and the roads, the internal roads, are so good.
Right.
So the only thing I fail to understand is why can't we make Mumbai a cleaner and a better city?
No, it will happen. It will happen for sure. I think the individual accountability is slowly coming in, to our mindsets as well. Which was lacking. Yeah, so it's coming in slowly. I'm sure, and lots of things are influencing us in a better way, and also things that are influencing us in a bad way. But let's stick to the good part now. So, Billy, how were you as a kid? Now I can see you as this elegant woman who's fearless, right? I see you like that. I don't know if I'm wrong. Correct me if you're sensitive, if you have your own doubts, which we all have. Some days we do have. Right. So, but since you're like this, but I also want to know, how were you as a kid? So, if you can describe yourself the way you are now and the way you were back then, how would you describe?
So luckily I come from a very good family background, like never had like financial crunch, and always been in a protected environment. I think I was raised in a very pampered manner, because I was also sick when I was a child. I had some issues. So everyone used to always pamper me. I was not allowed to cry because of my condition. And but I think one thing that we all learned in my family is to be independent, to be strong, to have the right to say no if you don't want to do it. So even though I was in a very pampered environment, I was raised in a manner that you have to be independent and look after yourself eventually. I was not given everything on a platter.
Right.
I was had to struggle for certain things. Sometimes fight for it. Sometimes reason why I should have it. So not just because you're privileged and you're allowed, you can have anything you want, you get it. No. So I mean, and I think see, we are three sisters. I come from a joint family as a business background, but in my house we were three sisters, but we were never raised as girls. There was no difference between a girl and a boy in our house. In fact, in my entire family, girls are kept on a pedestal, and the boys are not really that important. So we were brought up actually better than boys in our family. So we were taught everything that was taught to a boy was taught to us.
You have actually subtly, defined empowerment. In a very subtler tone, you did that.
Yeah, but I think that's what my parents always looked at us to be. Like all three of us individually are doing something in our career. My two sisters are married, but still they have their own careers. And we were always taught that till you don't do something for yourself in life, you don't need to get married. So like I'm not married. I'm over 40, but I was never forced or pushed that why aren't you getting married? For my father, it was more important that I should be a strong, independent individual who can support herself, doesn't have to fall back on somebody. And the way I achieved that, he did not even bother if I was not getting married. He told me, now you want to have a living relationship, you want to have a boyfriend, you want to actually go have a child of your own without getting married, he was okay with.
Wow.
So I think his progressive thinking really helped us develop into individuals that we are today.
Right.
So, like a lot of people, when they tell me that, actually, I really feel bad. Sometimes I may not understand a person's struggle because I didn't have to feel that struggle. So, like I said, I was very privileged because I always had something to fall back on. Luckily, I never had to. Because I always had that, I always had the guts to take that step ahead. So I may not understand a lot of people's struggles at times, but I really feel that if you can push yourself and be your own support at times, you'll be able to take yourself forward.
That's really nice, actually. I've been hearing, and we all must have heard at some point of time that if you're privileged, that means everything has come to you on a platter. People do assume that, and as you've mentioned, I believe no matter what, everyone has their own journey, their own struggles, and no matter what you do, you just have to make sure that you deserve yourself, right? We have this notion of fitting in for people, but I always see, whenever you look at the mirror, you must be sure that this person you're looking at deserves you.
Yes.
Right, or you deserve this person, and that has to happen. That self-love again, and
it's so important. I think I learned self-love quite late in life. That I should have first concentrated on myself, and but it's okay. I think I learned it a little later. And see, if I had to be a privileged child, I would be sitting in my dad's office right now, and doing work and chilling. I would have taken salary as a pocket money. But today, like I said, my father was always there to support me. He did support me, even financially in my education. My education was, and then to maybe set up my first office. But I never had to go ask him that, okay, I need to pay rent this month. I never had to do that. I think, like I said, I always took a step forward and did things because anyway, I had something to fall back on. Many people don't have that, and when they do it, it's definitely a very proud moment, for them.
Right.
So, of course, I had the privileges, but I did do a lot of hard work. Totally.
So, since we are talking about self-love, there are always two ways that we understand self-love and the importance of it. One is the hard way, and the second is the easier way. The easier way comes very naturally. I think that's inbuilt in a personality as a package. But the harder way is something where we go through something and then we realize it. It comes like an epiphany, to be honest. And I guess the ones who actually learn it through a hard way are more empathetic. Right. I mean, they become empathetic, and you are also an empathetic person. And since you're sharing this story, I would definitely want to understand your journey of you actually recognizing that self-love is really important for you.
So, see, when you're younger, you're always told that, okay, eventually you're going to get married, you'll have a house of your own, you'll be doing, because you see your mother doing it for your father, you eventually know that you will do it for your husband or your future partner. So I think I was like 21. I was in a relationship which went on for almost like 7 years, and it got over. And when it got over after 7 years, for the next 3 months, I didn't know what to do. I quit my job. I was working in another field altogether. I quit my job. I sat at home, and I only kept. I was really, sometimes just be on the TV, or go out with a friend, go for a walk, go for a workout, go for a swim, do anything else but work. So one day, mom told dad that why don't you just take her to Manik office? What is she doing sitting at home? So my dad said something that has sat in me since then. It's been almost close to 15 years to that now. Where he said that he's like, the potential she has in her, she can lose it in Manik office. What is there to do in that office? It's a set up family business, and everyone is doing everyone has a department they handle. But there's nothing creatively that she can input over there. She has so much more potential in her. That hit me really bad.
Right.
And I said, you know what? My father thinks so highly of me, and I am putting myself down for one man. That hit me, and that's the day I went up to my sister and I told her, I think I want to do a makeup course. And because I was going through that rough patch in my life, she turned on to me. She's the one who pushed me, and she said, I think you'll be brilliant at it because you do your own makeup so well. And that's it. Then I joined my first course. And so then my father asked my sister, what is she going to do in this course? Like, it's, barely any money, and it's not even a 6 month course. It's a 20-day course. What is she do over there? So she told my father, she's like, you know what, Papa, it doesn't matter what she earns, okay? It's going to be like her pocket money. Let her go do it. At least she'll be doing something. What she likes. So he said, okay. And I did my first course. The next month, after finishing my course, I had a job with Mac, which is a good amount of salary. And he was shocked. He was actually shocked that I got that kind of a salary. And then I worked over there. Then after a year and a half of working, I told him I want to go study further. So he told me, apply for your things. If you get through, you go, So I applied, I paid up my entrance fees for a course in Canada, and the next thing I knew that I had to tell Mac that I'm quitting in 2 months. And in 2011, that was 2009, I started with Mac. And 2011, I flew off to Canada to do my course. And when I came back, I had zero idea how I'm going to do things. So Dad just asked me one question. He's like, I'm putting in this kind of money, because at that time, I'm saying about 25-30 lakhs of rupees. He's like, I'm putting in this kind of money. When are you going to return it? Because like I said, we were treated like boys. We were not treated like girls in the house.
Right.
Like, you like, okay, beti ne पढ़ लिया, नहीं करेगी कुछ तो चलेगा नहीं. So I told him, okay, give me 5 years. Okay.
Fair enough.
I said, after coming back, give me 5 years, I'll start returning you the money. Because I'm talking about 30 lakhs of rupees. How am I going to repay that? Even I had no idea. Second year of my career after coming back, I was already on a film with Tamannaah. And I thought doing good. So I turned to him and I told him, Dad, I can start paying you back now.
Okay.
So he smiled and he said, that's okay. I just want you to make the money for yourself. My investment is done. I don't need the money back.
Wow.
My investment was right. I put my money in the right place for your future. And that's it. So, like I said, the pressure always is on putting the pressure on our head and making sure that we did things in right form was always our parents having a very progressive thinking.
That's right. So that's really, I feel that you have a set of people around you that do have certain experiences that they can reflect that wisdom onto you, and I guess they have been also right, because sometimes no matter what you say, it doesn't go, and whenever you're in a phase of a breakup, I'll be very honest, I believe that you were still at a place where you can actually understand, your cognizance were actually working, but I'd be very honest, I've seen people, no matter what you do, they wouldn't understand stuff, like nothing would just go in, and I've seen people on their worst, right, when it comes to breakup, and nowadays it's been more prevalent, but yes, I've seen people, and I'm happy that you actually have bounced from it, especially if it was a 7 years old relationship. I can understand the pain.
I think now when I look at it, I'm like, I don't feel the pain. It's an experience that I had. And frankly, in those 7 years, I was never treated badly or,
Right.
you
It
know, there
doesn't
was,
have to, no, always. I mean,
no,
we
no.
always have this notion of breakup ho gaya, something might have happened, there's abuses and stuff, but sometimes it's more mutual as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, it wasn't mutual, but I think that breakup is what made me today. I mean, I realized my value as an individual. So when my second major relationship in life got over, that was more traumatic for me because that was finding out truth about somebody, and I found out a lot of things, and that kind of hit me really badly. And for 2 months, I was only working. I slogged my ass off, and like everybody knew that she just has to be busy to get out of it. But I still wouldn't sleep at nights.
I understand.
And
Palpitations,
oh,
anxiety. Yeah.
when you're alone, that feeling of
Right.
that that feeling comes back into you,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
and that's why I did therapy.
Oh, okay. So the second relationship, when did this start? After you.
God, that was really long. For very long, I was absolutely single and happy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You seem really happy to say that. Okay.
yeah, because currently I'm single and I'm very happy.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, as most of the women start thinking that having a man in your life is your only happiness. Of course, it's great to have a companion. It's great to have a partner who's there to support you, but he should be the right one. Until it's not the right one, I think it's fine to be single. It's fine to just be happy by yourself. So I started dating somebody in 2019, and 2021. I found out a lot of things. Which obviously I can't speak about that, but I found out a lot of things, and it was like a shocker for me. It was absolutely like a shocker for me because I didn't expect this to happen. But yeah, and it did take a toll on me, and I wouldn't cry in front of people. I can't cry in front of people. Like right now, also talking about, I cannot cry. I may have cried about it.
Thousands of time alone. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't cry. I cry in front of very few people. So that kind of did take a toll on me, and then I decided that okay, I need to take therapy. And I took one session where the therapist told me that you're so clear in your head of what you want. You've absorbed up to 3 sessions with me in one session. He's like, you don't need any more sessions. He said, all you've got to do is concentrate on what you really know you want to do in life. And I started, and after that, he kind of told me so many things as a therapist. As an unknown, when you talk to an unknown person without any, who has no thing of trying to make you feel nice. See, there is always trying to make you feel nice. Your family will always try to, keep you protected and keep you patient, be hurt. And the therapist just speaks out their mind, and I think that truth you need sometimes.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong in going to a therapist, a shrink, a psychiatrist. There's nothing wrong, because sometimes you can't think for yourself.
Right.
You get clustered with so many emotions that to think for yourself becomes very difficult. I think that's what a therapist or a psychologist or a shrink does.
Right. Actually, the magic happens when you're completely vulnerable. Right,
Yes.
and that happens when it comes to someone you're talking for the first time, and especially people who are trained. Being a psychologist in India is very tough. The exams and lots of things goes on. We just see them.
I'm myself a psychology and philosophy student.
Oh, okay. So then you must know the exams. Yeah. So I think being vulnerable is actually the biggest gift that we human beings have, to be very honest. That vulnerability that we can have, I think that is where your true self reflects, And I think that is why it doesn't work when you talk to your friends or family, as you've mentioned. It's sometimes you feel that you're just protected in a way or two, and you're not shown that mirror, to be honest.
Yes.
But when it comes to a psychologist, when it comes to therapy in general, yes, it does wonder, because you know that you are here to actually take something. You're not here to actually give out or put your case aside or in front of them. You're just here to take. And I think that is what happens. It's the same whenever you know that you're here to learn something, or you're here to learn or understand something. I think that's when the magic works. That's the reason why people still go to theaters, because when they go to theaters, they know they're just here to take. Right, and coming to the OTT platforms, it's more about their people and you talk and all, and that's not much more engaging. So every time that you're shedding off yourself, you're just there for some time to learn, to take away something from this particular session, or a session that actually gives you meaning, is when you empower yourself to understand yourself and understand the world in a level that you might not have realized before. And I think that is what someone does, and it can happen to anyone who's actually experienced in terms of being empathetic as well, because I believe being a psychologist, the very first thing that they really have to have is empathy and patience.
I think more than empathy, a psychologist needs to be frank, because
not sugarcoating things.
For sure. Sugarcoating के लिए आपके पास family and friends हैं, वो आपको बहुत प्यार से संभालना चाहते हैं, but sometimes आपको थप्पड़ की जरूरत है. Of course, some friends can be that also.
Literally can, yeah. Literally.
थप्पड़ मार सकते हैं तुम्हें कि उठ जा, you don't need to be like this stupid person.
Right.
And luckily, I have those people also in my life. Some of them are like, "Listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm going to tell you what you're doing wrong. This is what it is."
Right. Yeah. So, Billy, do you have someone who you look up to in your life, in your real life, right now, currently? I mean, it can be your family members, anyone who you really look up to.
So, I think I look like my entire family for me is some people that I anyway look up to, is because I think both my parents have this amazing, strong personality. Like I always say, if my father is my support system, my mother is the reason we are strong, because she's a very strong woman with her values, and she always taught us to be. She's the one who always taught us that you don't have to take bullshit from anybody. My father, like, he was always there as a, father was always the one who's like, I'm going to protect my daughters, and I'm the, he's there, he's the support system of our entire house. But the strength is my mother. So I definitely look up to both of them as a couple, as individuals, as parents, and as grandparents. I think they because they have so much of love, they have so much of strength, and they have their own. They never rub their personalities on us. They let us be who we wanted to be. But along with that, they told us that you have to also do this in life. So I look up to my parents a lot, and they are my biggest role models that I would want to be.
Right. So, Billy, it's already half an hour that we're talking, but let's now shift to the other side of yours. I definitely want to explore. I've seen the empathetic side of yours, the understanding Billy you are, but now I want to understand, is this something more other than this? Like, how were you as a kid? Were you introverted, extroverted? Were you like naughty? Were you like shy? How were you as a kid?
So I think as a kid I was an introvert till a certain age. Till maybe like my third standard or something. Like I only had one friend, and I wouldn't talk to other people in class. I would go to school with her. If she's not going, I wouldn't go. If I'm not going, she wouldn't go. It was like, we are still friends. That friend and me are still friends. We actually next year finish 40 years of friendship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We are friends from the age of 3.
Wow.
Today I'm 42, and next year when I
It's a
turn 40,
blessing, it's a blessing to have.
it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And then after third standard, I think I kind of started talking to other friends, and then I have even my third standard friend who's still my friend.
Okay.
So I started exploring out only after that age. I would never be able to say no to anybody as a child. And I think that's something that's, I told you my Bua is my most favorite human on this planet. She got that out of me and said that you have to learn to say no. Even if it's just getting it, because I was the youngest in that age group, right? So, Billy ja pani le aa, Billy ja ye le aa, Billy wo kar de. So she is like, why is Billy there for everything? Why can't other people do it? So she's the one who taught me basically how to say no.
You just spoke up for all the younger siblings, like you just did. Now I'm sure if people, if they're listening this, they're going to start a revolt. They're like, nahi, main nahi karunga. Nice. But of course, for a better reason,
No, it's just the reason is that what you do in your childhood stays with you actually for a lifetime.
Right.
And it's basically your basic personality building that starts happening at that age. And I think my Bua started preparing me for getting out in the world and to say no when you don't want to do something. Like you don't want to get that glass of water, you don't want to get up again. Say no. It's okay. It's okay. Just because you're the youngest, you don't have the thing that you can't say no. And we used to be in a joint family, and I was the seventh grandchild. And we used to all live in that one house earlier together. So I was always, because I was the youngest, I was always acha Billy karke aa jayegi. Billy jayegi. Because what is my seventh grandchild, and really, after I turned 6, I was like the last grandchild.
Okay.
Then my chacha got married. They had children.
Right. Now,
went into individual houses. But then, when going into individual houses meant that I'm still the youngest. So, I think somebody supporting you to understand in your childhood that it is that really helps you as a personality when you grow up. So today, when I look back and if I don't want to do something, I very easily say, listen, no, I don't want to do it. As a child, I think till a certain age, I think almost 10 or 12, I never said no. And then slowly when I got, like I was growing up, then started going to college, so because she was like, if she's not going to learn to say no at home, she's never going to say no to outsiders. Right. And that was the problem. It's not about family. You don't have to be against your family. But if your basic personality is not going to develop at home, you're going to have the same personality outside.
Right.
So I always think that, they say, iski upbringing aisi hogi. Isliye ye aisa hai. We always go back to saying that when a child does something wrong, okay, a 4 or 5 or 6-year-old child is throwing a tantrum, we never blame the child. We always blame the parent. Because it's the parent who has not been able to put that system into their child. So when a child is throwing a tantrum at an airport or on a flight, and a 6-year-old child who's good enough to understand everything, it's because the parents never stopped him initially. So he's learned that pattern of having to throw a tantrum to get what he wants.
Right.
So I think I'm speaking out of psychologically, that when you're born to the age of 6, your child grasps the maximum. It's the best age for him to absorb. He's like a sponge. He absorbs everything that you do. So it's really important what you do with your child from till the age of 6. I am lucky that even after I crossed that age, and when I was told that I can say no, when I learned that, obviously then it doesn't go down well with certain people, right? पहले तो कभी इसने ना नहीं किया. Then that's a different set of issues to deal with. And now I'm used to say something, you don't like it, I'm not going to do it. Because I think I learned a pattern of my own personality much later in life.
Since we're talking and in the start of the podcast, we have been emphasizing on the word no, right? And I believe that it has actually it is there with you. You have really learned it. And how is college or school with this kind of wisdom that you had early on?
So college was a lot of fun, I think. I really...
Were you extroverted in the college?
I was a full extrovert, and I had... the minute I think I left school, from school I'm in touch with a lot of people, but I have only 2 friends who are like very close to me. But my college friends are like the gang that I made is still there. Like, of course, everyone's living somewhere else. Like, someone's in New York, someone's in London, someone's here, someone's there. But we still are in touch. We still have, I may not talk to them for 2 months, but when we talk, we're like, we're talking about everything. We're talking about life in general and how much fun it is. But college for me was great. I think the amount I partied, studied, and had my movie nights and fun, everything. I did everything. I don't regret a single thing I did during my college days.
I actually tell that you should always look out for the ones who were introverted and now they suddenly turn into extroverted. I always look out for them. Those are the people with this amazing personality, like the switch button personality.
I'm telling you, from school I have 2 people that I talk to. 2. That's the only 2 people I am actually in touch with. But the minute college happened, I think I was all over the place.
You're the actual Billy, in the college. Yeah.
My father says if something I really earned well in life are my friends. I have a lot of friends and I'm very happy about it. Of course, I have like my best friend. Like that is different, but I have a lot of friends. Like I love meeting new people. I love having conversations. And and if someone is really like making a change to your life in the smallest ways.
Right.
Why not? And like, why do not have friends? I have a lot of friends. Like, मेरे birthday party की list के लिए मुझे सोचना पड़ता है.
No, I'm just asking. I'll just go and ask Shreya to give you a nice Excel sheet or a paper. Please write down all the names. I'll call everyone and I'll talk to them. Like बहुत है दोस्तों इनके पास, मत छोड़ो इनको. I'll do that. But yes, did you ever do this the friendship band thing? Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
It was like a festival back then, when we used to go.
So in school we used to take those ribbons and put our name on it and then tie it on the person's hand, and whoever had maximum by the end of the day.
They're like the top of the world, the one we actually used to count. मेरे पास 7 है, तेरे पास कितने,
Exactly. But now I still think I'll have a armful this much.
Right. Do you still do it? Are you that kid to do it? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if I had to, I know that I'll still have it.
Okay. No, that time was really. I mean, of course, I'm not from the time from where you are, and I believe I really missed out on lots of stuff. Because that time was, India was growing, and I believe that your age, you have seen India grow,
Exactly. I've seen a lot of changes.
Right.
My age group of people have actually seen like computers come into...
Right. Yeah. With the big ones, right?
Yeah, we saw those mobile phones launching in India. I was in my first year of college when mobile phones came in. And by the second year I had my own phone and had my car I used to take to college. So we grew up like that, So when people talk about nowadays phones, I'm like, तुमने पुराने ज़माने के phones देखे क्या हैं?
Exactly. No, I feel like I missed out on lots of stuff. I missed out the radio era. I really feel, the radio era.
What is a Walkman?
Yeah, I don't know. No, of course.
So there was when I was studying in Canada, and we were studying about history of like things. So we were talking about what launched in that era, what didn't. And so then the word came Walkman. So there was I was almost close to 30, and there was an 18-year-old girl in my class. And she was, what's a Walkman? So only the ones who were like 25 and above just turned to her like, you don't know a Walkman.
I know, right? But yes, I mean, Walkman also, since you have told, I think it has revolutionized technology.
Yeah.
That was like, anyone who has that, they were like, the coolest in the room, and I really love that. But yeah, I do have a set. I think it's broken, but I do have. My father used to have one, so.
Oh, nice, keep it.
Yeah, I'm keeping. I'll sell it when it becomes ancient and people will. I'm kidding.
I love the electronics. They buy it until unless it's a geek.
I know, right? Yeah. No use, but yeah, it's there. So Billy, now since we have spoken about your friends, and I'd also want to understand what are the things that you have learned from your friends. The biggest the life advices that you might have gotten from them.
So I think what I have learned from my friends is that they show you your closest friends. They show you the true you in you don't not a mirror. This is your true self. In a mirror, you can still lie to yourself, right? But your friends actually show you your truth. They teach you. They probably tell you what you are actually looking for. And sometimes you yourself don't know what you're actually looking for, but they will come along and tell you, like, listen, this is what you're looking for.
Billy, this is very interesting actually, but I don't know if you know this or not, or perhaps realized or not, but friends, they actually know your potential.
Yes.
I'll be very honest, because I don't know how it happens, but when you enter a room and you have 3 to 4 friends, they all know who you are. They would definitely know your potential, and I think that is the best part of having friends. They know that you are capable of doing something, and they also know what you're not capable of. Like, they can literally tell you, and I think that's really best. I don't understand how come our families sometimes also do not understand our potential.
I really think because our family is far more protective. They are like, your parents especially are always in the thought process that we need to protect our child. We need to make sure they are okay. So I think that diversion from a friend, and also when you're with your friends, you are yourself, right? Like with family, sometimes that respect factor comes in. You can't say certain things to your parents. You can't talk in a foul language in front of your parents. But your entire true personality comes out in front of your friends.
Right.
Well, that's when you understand you a little better than.
Right. And since you have mentioned that you have a gang, who's the commander of the gang? Do you have a commander? Like, do you have this one highly energetic person who would take lead and make all the plans?
I think me.
Right.
Not like, I think as making a plan is like, अच्छा चलो plan बनाते हैं, and then like I'm planning to go to Goa soon with friends. So plan कब से बन रहा है कि बनाएंगे, but उसको फिर execution करना ना, it's like okay, let's dive into the execution. So the diving part I'll do most of the times. अच्छा चलो, let's start looking at tickets, let's start looking at this, let's look at the Airbnb. So that kind of, I think I do, but I think it's collective. Our decisions are collective. I don't think we have a leader thought anywhere. किसी के ऊपर चलती नहीं है.
अच्छा, हाँ, ये friends में यही होता है, like no one.
Yeah, I think it should be like that.
It comes down to तू कौन है whenever something happens wrong, like तू कौन है and stuff like that. Yeah.
नहीं, हमें नहीं होता.
अच्छा, आप में नहीं होता.
नहीं, हमें बिल्कुल नहीं होता, because we are just like, अच्छा, what do you want to do? You don't want to do this, but I want to do this. Okay, then let's do this and finish this. Like, we'll make sure that just
you never had argument with your friend, like you never had an argument, or your friend groups you.
Of course, I've had arguments, and I think it's very healthy to have arguments,
right?
With your friends, because see, in every relationship, there's an expectation. right? Whether it's friendship, whether it's your partner, whether it's your parents, whether it's your siblings or your child. Okay, there's an it's always a two-way traffic. It can never just be one person working towards a relationship in any type of a relationship. So I think that expectation from a person, sometimes when you don't get it, I am very vocal. I didn't like what you said, and I'll say it on your face. Not that I'll go and talk to another friend, like, he said this and I didn't like it. No. Pick up the phone, listen, you ass. This is what you said. Why did you say it? I didn't like it. So I'm someone who's very transparent. I can't go around talking to another friend and saying that, of course, I may discuss with another friend that this is what happened, how should I approach it, or what should I do about it. But that's about it. We are not people who are putting us against each other. I don't have those kind of friends.
Right.
I always have friends who are like, listen, चल झगड़ा हो गया, कोई नहीं, सुलझा लेते हैं, चल.
Two things that I've noticed is, one, you have a voice. You have a great voice, by which I mean is that it's dominating, and it's nice that you have a great voice. It's really important as well. And then you also have a very sweet smile. Right. I feel that your smile is actually balancing your voice, because you're talking and then you're smiling a little bit, and I feel that it's just making sure that the whole fire of your voice or the fierceness is somehow balanced through your smile. You really have a beautiful smile. And I do not actually compliment just because I have to, but you do really have I don't know if you know this. Did anyone tell you this, that you really have a
I get it, that's good. I get it a lot of time.
Right.
I've had one of my actresses, co-actors, literally walked up to me and said that ये तुमने स्माइल क्रिएट की है कि ये नेचुरली ऐसी है. And I'm like, naturally ऐसी है.
Right. No, you definitely have a great smile. I really love your smile. Okay, but that said, has it ever been because of your voice that you landed up in certain issues or problems, where people might have thought that you are dominating, etc., etc.?
Yeah, quite a few people think that, I'm being dominant about certain things, or I'm being stern about more than being stern, and I don't mind it. I'm like, that is your thought process. I can't change somebody else's thought process, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to voice out what I don't want to. So I mean, you can think of certain things, like Billy said this and she meant this out of it. That is your thought. I can't change it. Like today in our conversation, you may say something and I may think of it completely different because of your voice tone, because of whatever, But that doesn't stop you from speaking your mind out. So I don't let it affect me. I'm like, if you think I'm being dominant, stern, I'm being rude, that is your problem. I am not going to not say something on just accept whatever is being done around because somebody may think that I'm being rude. I mean, I can't make the entire world happy.
You do have those boundaries, and I believe problem starts when you do not adhere to your boundaries, or you don't have your fixed boundaries on what can be done and what can't be done.
Yes,
I think right. I think with people, majority of people, the problem is they don't have their set boundaries. I think that is where the problem comes in, because there might be some times where you really would find yourself defenseless. That happens to majority of people, and you have that boundary. I think that definitely, that definitely should be helping you. Of course, that is a good thing.
Yes, I think, like I said, I learned to say no at a very later age in my life, and I'm not someone who will say no for everything. No, I'm not.
Of course.
I'm most of the time willing to do a lot of things that people around me who I love, they want to do, and I'll do it. I'll do it with a very happy heart because I love those people. Those people around me mean a lot to me, So I cannot say no to them easily. Till date, a no for me is not very easy. Sometimes when I have to sit and think, then I have to say no to this, whether it's work, whether it's in friends, whether it's in your family, it takes you a little while to say no. So yeah, of course I look like this one very strong-headed girl, but frankly I'm like a coconut. I'm hard from the outside, अंदर से वो मलाई.
Sure. And
So yeah,
yeah, please.
I do have the personality of people. Look at some people are like some of my people who work with me are scared of me, and I'm like, what have I done?
Right.
But it's better. Like someone once told me, they're like, you have this shield in front of you. It's clear, but people can't take a step ahead of that for you. And so I'm glad that people think like that. Don't mess with me.
Right. Wow, don't mess with me. I'm going to put this. I think this will go on the thumbnail. Don't mess with me with a picture of yours. Yeah. So Billy, I've seen your Instagram, of course. I wanted to know you more as a person, and I've seen lots of family pictures. You go and lots of pictures here and there. And since you have mentioned that you also are from a joint family, I can understand. So I want to understand, or I'd want to rather know about your dynamics with your cousins, with overall family.
Oh, we cousins are crazy. So there's one more thing that so it's a joint family business, and it's my dad with his brothers. Okay, they never got office problems home, and they never took home problems to the office. So even if like say my dad's like my mom and my chachi had an argument, it would never get to my father or to her husband. They would solve it between themselves. It would not even come to us kids. And my mother was very clear that if you even hear us argue, it is not your department to enter. It is not for you to disrespect anybody. So me and my cousins, we are house on fire. We don't need people from outside for entertainment.
How many girls and how many, in cousins, like girls and boys proportion?
So my generation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 girls.
Okay.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 6 girls and 8 boys.
Oh, okay.
My generation. Okay, now if I am 42, my eldest brother is 52.
Oh, okay.
So he already has children who are 26, 27. Okay. So by itself, now because everyone's married, they have kids, and so I think we are about 28 of us.
Okay.
That so for my birthday, we were 22 of us who went for a holiday.
I believe or like to believe that you're the coolest aunt for your.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
You ask my niece anytime, and I'm the favorite Bua or Masi.
Right, I understand.
Because when they go like drive पे जाना है, it's me.
Okay.
कुछ गड़बड़ chocolate खानी है, ice cream खाना है, it's me.
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm also strict with them.
Do they come to you for advices?
Yeah, of course they do. And like if they needed to be shouted at or if they need to be explained, I do that as well. But I'm also fun. Like I'm very balanced with the kids. I think what we were taught, I'm exactly that with the children. Like 24 cousins is only, I'm talking about cousins without the kids in it.
Understood.
When the kids start coming in, we are like I said, we are a house on fire. We don't. I think our relationship as a big whole family is really good.
Is it hard for you to deal with your cousins' kids? Like, how do you find dealing? Because now I'm sure they're in their teens as well, and lots of things are happening. Lots of exposure. So, how is it dealing with them?
I've never had an issue. So if I'm shouting at my cousin's child, my cousins are never going to come and stop me. You know that I'm doing it for their benefit. I've never been told that why did you shout at my child? Never. By nobody. Because it's very simple that I think what we learned as a family, as a joint family, of course we are now in our individual homes. What we learned as a joint family was that whatever we do for the kids is for their benefit. So I've never been like, I think I've never had an issue with the children at all, and they all are adorable. And if they do something wrong, of course they explain, they're told. I've talked at my niece also once, and my brother inside is telling his wife, वो बिली बुआ से वापस डांट खा रही है. So भाभी कुछ किया होगा उसने, इसलिए वो डांट खा रही है. So it never comes to me as like, why would you shout at my child? Never.
You know, I see your joint family as a very idle family now. You know, I'll be very honest. You know, it seems very idle because, of course, you know, most of the joint families do not work.
It's not that me and my cousins don't argue or we don't fight or issues. Every family has. But if you look at the bigger picture,
right?
That today when you're the one thing that will always support you is family. I'll let you know an experience that I had. I was in Bangkok and I went to the bank to exchange currency. You know how you carry dollars and all.
Right.
So I went to exchange currency and realized my currency envelope is not with me.
Oh, okay. You lost it.
Now I started shaking. I was like, that was a lot of money that I was losing. Like, you know, I was missing from my bag. So I'm wondering, where did it go? Because my bag was with me all the time. So I picked up my phone and my friend goes, who are you calling? I said, my father. He goes, are you crazy? He will shout at you. So I said, that's it, right? He's not going to kill me. I know the only person that can help me right now is my father. Most of the people get scared to tell their parents about these things. I picked up the phone. I called my father. I was crying on the phone. And my father goes, first calm down. How much money went? 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh. You're okay? I said, yes. Okay. Now first you drink some water and calm down. You spoke to my friend, isko kuch pehle pila de, let her calm down, then we'll talk again. And he called me back, he's like, okay, now Shanti se tell me, where did you last use the money? So I told him, at the airport. I booked some alcohol. And I think, according to me, I left the envelope there on the counter. And then I started thinking, I said, yeah, that's the only place, you know. He said, okay, how much money do you need right now? I'm transferring to your account. Okay, in 1 hour, you'll have money in your account. You relax, I will figure it out. 4 hours later, he calls me, your money is found. It is kept to the airport authority. When you land back into India, you'll have it back.
Okay.
Even if I banged my car when I was young, I walked up to my father, I said, that person took your number. He's like, okay, I'll talk to him. Like, you don't lose your confidence. Don't get scared. Just be careful. And the only thing he asked me, did you get hurt? I said, no. Did somebody else get hurt? No. Okay, that's it. As long as you've not hurt anybody, I'll deal with the situation. The person called him up to tell him that your daughter did this. Are you okay? He said, of course I'm okay. He said, what are you going to do about it? He's like, what do you want me to do about it? I wanted to tell your daughter. So he stopped him and then he's like, you stop. You don't tell me what to talk to my daughter, how I'm supposed to deal with my child. What can I do for you? He said nothing. He's like, then please keep the phone down. So this is one thing that we learn, that my entire family believes in, not just my father. Then okay, you made a mistake. As long as you're owning up to your mistake, as a parent, we are supposed to be like, okay, you owned up to your mistake, great, learn from it, move ahead.
Right.
So I think learning is a very big experience in life by itself. Your school, your college, your books don't teach you what practically day-to-day life, what you learn from.
Right.
So I think, you know, like while going to work, you learn something on the way. Sometimes I teach, right? I have an academy, I teach. I tell my students in the first day of class, but don't assume that I am teaching you. I may learn something from you. I'm always in the process of learning. Like, I finished a course in India, then I worked with Mac, then I went to Canada to study. Then I was working in the industry. While working, I have full-fledged work going on. I decided to go to London to do a short course. Now I'm planning my next course will be there. Because of COVID, obviously I had that long gap. But otherwise, I would have finished 2 more courses somewhere else. Because learning never stops. You cannot know everything.
One thing that you have mentioned about family, I do understand that you're coming up from where, and what are the kind of experience that you have. But unfortunately, sometimes I believe parents do not give that scope to children as well. There are unfortunate cases as well. I mean, you are open to your family, but it doesn't happen with everyone, to be very honest.
But like I said, that's exactly what I said. I don't understand people's struggles because I didn't have.
I understand. No, that's what it happens. Actually, most of the times there are lots of repercussions, and sometimes the problem that they have created is very small than the problem would create if they go and tell the family. I think that is where the problems is, and I guess that's where we are progressing as well. We are slowly progressing in Indian families.
A child opens up to their parents when the parents have given them that freedom to do it as well.
Right. Their environment has to be created.
Any relationship is not a one-way street; it's a two-way traffic.
Right. Well, on that note, so now we have spoken about your first F, that's family, and then the next F, that's the friends, and I don't know what the third F would be, but I'm guessing it on love. That's not F, that's L. So tell me, you have had 2 relationships, and I'm sure you must have had your own learnings and understanding of human.
I did.
Yeah, and I believe when you break up or when you're in a relationship, you understand human behavior also. You would see the trajectories, the differences, and you learn a lot. But that said, what's the current status? Like, are you looking for something? Is something's going on? So how's everything?
I think I have spoken to now these dating apps are there, right?
Oh, okay. Are you on dating apps?
I currently am off.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Because I got tired talking to stupid people. I don't even want to reach to what kind of a personality or anything they are. My first basic criteria of a person is how he speaks to you. And what kind of conversation are you having with somebody? I mean, 24/7 you can't be in romance and love. 24/7 you can't be, like talking about, let's do this together. Sometimes you need to just have normalcy. You need to first be a friend to somebody. So currently, like I said, I'm absolutely happy. I'm single.
I can see a smile. Like it's evil now. Now it's progressing into that evil smile. You're like, I'm happy and single. You know what? Don't bring me into this.
Listen, I have spoken and met some really crazy and stupid people.
Okay.
I've had a date shout and fight with me for being 10 minutes delayed.
Why? Okay.
In Bombay city, 10 minutes delay is very normal. But I've had him speak rubbish to me, and then he turns around and tells me, you have no empathy. I said, you know what, bye.
Okay. Oh, okay. But is this by far the weirdest date you ever had? Like the worst one?
That was the worst one I ever met.
Okay.
I've spoken to a couple of them. One of them turned around and told me, you're not looking for a committed partner, you're looking for financial support.
Okay.
I said,
like,
okay.
I can understand the process.
I was like, okay, I don't think this conversation is happening any further. Just because I want a person with a drive in him, like I want to
ambition,
have some ambition, okay? Doesn't mean I'm looking for financial support. I work myself, and I'm doing pretty decent for myself. And I don't have my father pampering me all the time. If I want to get materialistic things, I buy it for myself also. What your parents do for you is one thing, and what you do for yourself is the second thing. And I don't think that in my head that I'm like, okay, if I have a partner, he has to go shopping for me or he has to like do things for me. In today's day and age, you can't have one partner working anywhere. Everything is so expensive. But turning around and telling somebody, knowing her for 5 minutes that you're looking for financial support was like really stupid. So I think I am kind of done with the dating app thing right now. किसी को आना है ना वो प्रकट हो जाएगा. I don't know.
I really feel bad when women end up with not so good dates or meetings, and I really believe why is not SRK doing a whole masterclass on this, how to respect women, how to I know,
Listen,
right? Yeah.
SRK, Saif Ali Khan, Ajit Kumar from South. And when I met Ajit Kumar, I was like, I said, sir, you raised the bar so high that I'm never going to find a man.
Right.
His chivalry towards every woman on set was amazing. Was so good. And I was like, oh, we're never finding a man in our life because now we expect this.
Right.
Yeah, like I really wish SRK would do a masterclass on how to treat women.
Right.
One of his interviews was really interesting. It was about how you treat women in your life. And I really wish that interview was heard by most of the men, but I think women know.
No, I did read. I'm a big SRK fan. I just read everything. No, I really love him. That man is like his I don't know. He's just teaching everyone. Every day he's on media. Some or the other reason. Any day, any time, he teaches you something and goes. Even if it's for a minute, he makes sure that he teaches you something and he goes. I mean, I think he's like this modern teacher, not a very conventional teacher, but a very modern teacher. I really like him and respect him for that. Wait. Now, since we have spoken much about your family and have not discussed anything about your profession, and it's already an hour, so I want to understand. You have started your courses. I just realized that we're just half there. The conversation. The other half is
The other half is still pending.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you in short. So when I decided to become a makeup artist, like I obviously didn't know that this avenue also exists of being a celebrity makeup artist, of being that creative input maker into someone's look. Building a character. Obviously, I learned it over the time, and I didn't really know that I would be working with some of the topmost heroines of the country. It was all naturally, like I said, it came. I never went to Touchwood. I never went hunting for work. Everything came to me. So when I did my course in Canada and I came back, I told my father that I'm going to work in this industry for only 3 to 4 years. Then I want to open an academy. My father's like, why? I said, because I think I will teach really well. And so he said, why? So he asked me, why do you think that? I said, because most of the schools that I attended, like some school, I attended a lot of schools right in makeup. Because I did in India, I did in Canada, I did in London. MAC itself was like a school of learning. I said, I think I have so many teachers ka experience together. In Canada, I had about 5 teachers, right? Your fashion course is different, your movie course is different. I'm also a prosthetic artist, so my prosthetic is different. Then I even learned how to make wigs. I learned how to make mustaches with hair.
From scratch.
From scratch. I even know how to make my own latex ball cap.
Wow.
So I'm trained to the T. So I told my father, I think the training that I have had from every teacher, in a different way, in a different form. Together, I know what I can actually teach out. So when I teach, I don't teach a look. I teach the technique. Teach the technique of how to understand your products, how you can manipulate using your products in different ways, and then how together, when you bring it together, what actually happens. It's very easy ऐसे अच्छा ये blue eyeshadow लगा दो, इस पे black liner लगा दो, and ये blue eyes हो गई तुम्हारी, और तुमने तुमने इसको ऐसे स्मोकी कर दिया एंड ये एक और लुक हो गया. मैं आर्ट लुक सिखाने को बहुत इजी है, बट वो आर्ट लुक को क्रिएट कैसे करते हैं वो सिखाना मुश्किल है. So I always tell my students, I am going to teach you technique, I'm going to teach you product knowledge, I can teach you how to use a product or what to do with it, but I can't teach you creativity. That has to be your own. So today, if I've used blue eyeshadow in one form, are you going to use it for lifelong in that one form? No. If you come up with a better way to use that blue eyeshadow, I'll show you techniques of how to use it, how I can use the kohl pencil in different forms, or how I can use the blush color in different areas. Like, I'll show you techniques. But tomorrow, to create that entire look with the same products in a different way, that is where your creativity comes. And that was my entire goal that I started out of the box.
I'm glad that I have a sister too, because I'm getting most of it. Right? I'm getting most of it. If not, I would have been clueless. But yeah, so you're a great teacher. You're a good teacher. I mean, I can be anything but a teacher. No, I'm a very bad teacher. I'm very bad at teaching stuff. I don't know. It doesn't come to me. But people say I'm a good teacher, but I don't really believe that I'm a good teacher.
I think teaching is a different ballgame altogether. Because sometimes you have a student who picks up things like this. Okay, but then sometimes you have that weak student. Okay. And your job is to identify their weakness and work on that. So sometimes my students feel that she didn't pay that attention to me, but because maybe you didn't need that attention. That attention was needed by another student. You already grasped what I was saying. Okay, you're almost there. This student of mine needs a little extra support. So my course says 4 weeks, but I always tell my students, please, it can go to 6 weeks. Because still you're not ready to step out of the door of my office
with
or
that
my
confidence.
With that confidence, I'm not letting you go. Because eventually they're taking my name and stepping out, that they learned makeup. That matters a lot to me, because how can I send a student unprepared out in the world to start work?
As they say, there are no bad students, there are bad teachers. You reflect on it. There are lots of things to learn from you. And the thing with actually teaching kids, back in the days, it was more about focusing on the ones who are actually very good at, and then not focusing on to be honest, this is the reality. Most of the times teachers do not understand it, but once you do understand, there'll be lots of things that can be changed.
Yes. I know. I realized that because I was never a very great student at studies. My marks were like, okay, second class aa gaya, bahut khush hu main. And initially I would be scared to say this to people that, oh, I got only 48% or only 50%. But I really think our grading system doesn't define your future or your career. Look at me today. I flunked one year in school. I repeated my 1 year in college. Okay, you don't have the aptitude, or your child doesn't have that aptitude. It is okay for them to repeat a year. 500 उंगलियां सेम नहीं होती, लेकिन हर बच्चा अलग होता है. Every child is different in learning things, to grasp things, to pick up things. So it is very, like I told you, I flunked. I'm not even scared to say it anymore. As a child, I was very scared to say it, very scared to accept the fact that I didn't clear a class. Right. But today, I'm absolutely okay to say that, I repeated my year, great. I'm glad I repeated, so I never flunked after that. And my mother was like, why don't you do your 12th in correspondence? And said, no, mom. Maybe I'm not supposed to be in the 12th right now. I'm glad I had that vision that time. And I repeated my 11th grade. And I never took tuitions after that. I never took tuitions throughout my college life. Whatever I studied and did, I did it by myself. group studies कर लो या friends के साथ पढ़ लो या अकेले पढ़ लो. I never had to do it because by then I think I was supposed to be in that class. I was supposed to flunk a year and repeat so that I don't have to depend on anybody else.
It's really brave of you to actually take that decision.
I am really proud of myself for that decision. Because my mom was like, "Tu 12th correspondence mein kar le," you know. I said, "No, mom, I will not do it."
It's actually an ecosystem. It's an ecosystem. I mean, when there's a student, there's this three-way, because there should be teachers who knows that not every student would be same, as I mentioned about the fingers, and there also should be parents who must understand that the kind of environment that they would have at their home would actually put pressure as well. We definitely get news every here and now that something has happened bad because of this education and lots of pressure, people doing self-harming themselves, students especially, and it's an ecosystem. It's not just teachers, it's not just students, it also has to come down from your parents, and I think there you are really lucky. I wouldn't say lucky, but you have that. I don't know if lucky is the right word, but
most of the time parents don't want you to repeat a year is because it makes them look bad. And I think it is very important for you to accept your child. Number one, in whatever, like to accept your child that, okay, my child can't do this, it's fine. It's absolutely fine if my child cannot do this, he will do it later. It's okay to give that break to your child that, okay, fine, you flunked a year, you repeat it. It's better the child repeats it at an earlier age, than, the pressure of like, why couldn't you get good marks? Okay, whatever they've got, tell them, okay, you got this, let's try getting 5 marks more than this. It's not difficult, But the problem is the pressure of your parents wanting you to get those marks. The pressure is not you. As a child, the pressure is not you.
Right.
So I really think that parents need to understand that, okay, fine, it's okay. Every child is not the same. And I think I'm one of the greatest examples that I flunked a school in here, but my mom jumped me to another school. Okay. Then again, 11th I flunked. What was going to happen? Because obviously I'm not supposed to be in that class. I was there. And that's why I am going to repeat it. You made me jump to another school so that I don't miss a year. But I am going to repeat this year. And I think that was the best decision of my life, was repeating that year. And it's okay. I mean, it's okay. You don't. Everybody is not book smart. Sometimes you are street smart, and you're not a book smart person. That doesn't mean I don't have I have a career today. I'm doing something.
Since we are talking about pressure, I want to understand the pressure that you might or might not have, or maybe perhaps in the initial times when you were actually doing self makeups. How was that experience?
So touch wood, I've really had great celebrities to work with. I think
are there bad celebrities too when it comes to I don't know. I have no idea. So
I've had only one experience and I never went back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I can't take the names of
course.
But I just told the manager that don't call me again. Because someone who doesn't respect your work, I don't think I want to work with someone who doesn't respect me, because I work with such amazing people. All my artists are so respectful. And so why would I want to work with someone who doesn't respect me?
Right.
That's I just told her, I said don't call me again, because I don't think I want to work with someone who doesn't respect and value my artistry, my time that I put into it. But otherwise, the only time I was very nervous when I did Madhuri Dixit's makeup for the first time. I said, "Ma'am, aaj maaf kar dena." Kushne, "Kyun?" I said, "Because I'm very nervous. It's you on the chair, Like, kuch nahi, sab theek ho jayega." The second or third time that I did her makeup, she patted my back and she's like, "You really do a good job." I said, "Now I'm cool. Now I can." Now though, I think in my sleep I can do her makeup.
Right. After Madhuri Dixit told this, did you hike your fees? Because that's like the ultimate validation. Right.
So I think my fees, I slowly have reached to the fees that I charge, whatever I charge, and it's been a slow process. I never like jump from one to another. Acha bas सीधा double कर दो नहीं. I think we get paid for per day. Our job is also not easy. After doing makeup, it's not that I don't have work. I'm supposed to look at the monitor full time. There's nothing moving.
Right.
I have to tell my assistant to check. Acha, see, this light may it's looking different. Lighting also on our artist. It's not that कि काम किया और खत्म हो गया उधर 2 घंटे के बाद you're free. नहीं. 12 hours of that shoot, you have to be present. You have to be like actively like there, like, and make sure that your artist, because that's why your artist believes in you, right? The artist trusts in you because you're looking for their best.
You know, Billy, what's the process? I mean, just in a very quick glance, you know, what's the process of you entering a room, the actress or actor sitting there, and then you're starting the whole process? So, what's the process?
So the process is that I reach first.
Okay.
I set up for my artist.
Right.
When my artist comes, I should be ready to start makeup in the next minute.
Right.
When my artist sits on the chair, of course, it's not just कि अच्छा we start and we just like धड़ makeup करें. हम मस्ती भी करते हैं, बातें भी करते हैं, music भी सुनते हैं. And there's a lot of fun that happens in that vanity, you know. We're sometimes discussing life, and my artist, like when I went through that entire patch of being those 2 months that I was really miserable, I think all my artists were so supportive and nice and sweet, and they literally looked after me, you know. And I didn't have to have a dull moment at work. So we enter, we start. So now here
I think the best of makeup comes when you're happy, no?
I agree.
No? It's directly related.
You know, the prettiest brides are the happiest brides.
Is it the happiest brides the prettiest? The other way. How do you see it?
Yeah.
No?
Same, you know. No? A bride that is happy is going to be looking pretty anyway.
Yeah. If not for others, for herself, you know, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So yeah, we basically start with hair and makeup. So there's a hair artist, and if I'm doing makeup, sometimes for few actors I do hair also, but that's very like for personal events and stuff. But yeah, I mean like
how much time does it take to do a makeup?
So makeup and hair together like an hour,
okay.
Hour 10 minutes depending on what the hairstyle is. Or depending on the makeup, because sometimes what happens is while I'm doing makeup, the hairstylist needs to stop, especially when I'm doing liners or very close to the eye, putting lashes. Because the head can't wobble, you know, the head needs to be still. So that's the only time that an artist, like, you know, we break. But otherwise, if you give me the face by itself, in 20-25 minutes, I'll finish full makeup.
You know, one thing is, you know, when it comes to makeup, you know that there's lots of debate goes on always about makeup, you know, be natural, be this, be that, you know, lots of things. And I really want to see or understand your take on makeup. You know, how do you see makeup as?
So I see makeup as an enhancer.
Okay.
It's an enhancer.
Okay.
Everyone is beautiful in their own way.
Right.
Everyone's pretty. Everyone loves themselves. Because they, you know, you're so used to looking at yourself every single day that you want to be your prettiest version, you know. So I always say makeup is there to enhance, okay. And I don't like caking up makeup. I don't like doing. So now depends also where I'm doing makeup for what. Like say if it's a bride, my bridals are far more natural looking brides than the full dolled up look. That's how I like it. Of course, I also need to see the bride's personality or the actor's personality as to what they need to look like.
Right.
So, understanding your client's personality, whether it's a celebrity, it's the mother getting ready, it's a little girl, understanding their personality is number one job of makeup artist.
Wow. I think that's how that's how you become the best of best, when you actually understand the personality. And I guess thanks to you, because of you, I think we have seen actresses and we correlate them with certain personality trait. When we see Deepika Padukone, we find her very bold, right? I mean, the kind of makeup she does, we just get it, like, she's bold. And I guess thanks to all of you, you have actually personified a person and actually showing their personality, which they might not unless they speak, right? But
So there are a lot of times, like, a student of mine told me, I wanted to use a different lip color, but she wanted this lip color. So I said, yeah, it's for her face. So she just looked at me that, but I was doing the makeup. I said, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that you're doing the makeup. At the end of the day, the client is always right. That's the basic rule of any industry. The client is always right. And the client will get to decide whether they want to wear that lip color or they don't want to wear that lip color. So every single time when I'm doing Madhuri ma'am's makeup, I tell her, ma'am, we'll do this for the eyes. She'll say, great. I told her a TV ad, so we won't add shine and all. She's like, great. Lipstick colors, I swatch on my hand about 5 of them, what I think would work. And I told her, ma'am, what do you think about this? Then she tell me, I like this one. Okay, let's try it. Let's try. Then she'll ask me, what do you think? Then I'll tell her, I said, ma'am, I think this one will go too pasty. Can we try this other one? Okay, like it's a communication that you have to have with your client. So I always tell my students, understand your client's personality, what they like. So a nude lipstick for me would be say something what I'm wearing, okay? But a nude for an older generation could be a deep maroon. Because they are used to it. They never got these colors 30 or 40 years back. Nude started coming in much later. So earlier there were only red, maroon, deep colors, but so they are so used to it that, and this I had at MAC when she told me I want a very natural lip color. So when I put a natural, she's like, oh no, I don't see anything. So I got a bunch of colors and I told her, which one do you like? She like, none. So I'm like, okay, what does she want? Then I told her, so come with me. I took her to the full lipstick counter and she pointed out to the deepest maroon. This, I want this. Okay. And then I realized her natural is different than my natural. So I think it's very important as a makeup artist to understand your client's personality.
If I may ask, who do you think is, you have worked with lots of actresses, so who's the most fun to work with? Or are you not supposed to say the answer?
Okay. So
because I've seen a picture of yours and Tamannaah twinning, wearing a cartoon t-shirt.
Tamannaah and we are friends, so it's a very different. Tamannaah is not a celebrity for me.
Okay.
She's a friend first and then an actress. But fun with everybody, yeah. I'm like, I can't pinpoint one. Like, I enjoy working with Bipasha. I love working with MD. And Isha is also like super fun. Like, she'll be fun with folks. And Atya used to be like, she used to be like, Asha, Billy, are you today? I need water and moisturizer. So, like, there's a fun element everywhere. Even when I've worked with Alia, it's like, she would sit and like yap and talk and
she has that
yeah. So I can't take one name. I'm like दूसरे को बुरा लगेगा. No, they're very sweet. Or like I said, all the actresses I've worked with, I think I've worked on total about like 18 faces from South, Bollywood, everywhere. I've loved working with each one of them.
Is there any celebrity that you would want to work with? Anyone on your list? Okay.
2 on my list.
Okay. May I know?
Deepika Padukone and Priyanka Chopra.
Alright. You would be, I'm sure. And we'll definitely catch up, once you do this. So, yeah, since we have spoken lots about you, about your profession, your family, your friends, your relationships, this is probably the last question. But it would be more about from here on, how do you see yourself as? What do you want, and what you're thinking? What's your mindset from here on at this age, at this point of time?
So I definitely want to work more. I want to. Please. I want the academy to be more like, I want to work more on the academy. I want to put more time into it, basically, to teach. And I want, there's something that I'm working on, but I can't speak about it right now. Maybe in the next 3 months we'll do another round of this, and then
sure.
Hopefully I should have something to talk about it.
No, actually we might be in the next 3 months we're also planning a studio, so yeah, maybe there we can actually meet. I'm planning to actually call all the guests together, have a round conference, round table conference kind of thing.
That's nice. Good luck for you.
I'll definitely call you.
So yeah, I mean, I don't want to stop here. And I love doing full films because I love creating characters. So I've done a couple of full projects like Mismatch 1, Yugadistan, Karwa. The first movie itself was a full project with Dharma only. And so I love building characters, like what the character will look like, what to add to it. So,
it used to be, I mean, it should be very fulfilling, no? When you are actually bringing that character, the director's vision and then the actress vision, and then you're actually putting out there.
Yeah, it is. So like when we were, so there was a project we were supposed to do, and for an actress, and we had to make her look like a certain character. I actually went and got those tattoo bindis and all. Because like a tattoo kind of gives the entire character to the person. You have to put it here,
right?
Have that, little details.
Yeah, Allu Arjun has a, in Pushpa, I'm sure it's very iconic character. Pushpa, he does have that, on his face.
Yeah, so like I think building a character for me is far more fun. I love doing my beauty makeup and all is great, but I love building characters. Like
I think it's challenging as well. I think that's the exciting part.
Yes, it is. It is. So when we are sitting and doing that, working with a team, sometimes taking input from the younger generation also really helps. Because my experience as an artist is different than another person. So I love building characters.
Well, all the best for your future project. I'm really looking forward to it. And that said, when we call our guests, and this is basically more about life, where we discuss about your life, your experiences, and what else we can learn from you, your journey. So we ask this question, which is like the most important one, is what do you think life is all about? What's your perspective on life? So if you can please let me know, what do you think about life?
I think life is to live, to learn, to enjoy. For me, once my dad told me, "तू कितना party करती है?" और फिर अगर मैं party नहीं करूँगी ना तो मुझसे काम भी नहीं होगा.
Okay.
I said, I want to live. I work so that I can live my life to the fullest. So that I can, if I want to go party, if I want to go shopping, if I want to go eat something, I don't have to think 10 times before doing it. Because I'm putting in my hard work, that I can do all these things for myself. I want to go on a holiday. I don't want to be sitting and wondering छुट्टी पे जा सकती हूँ कि नहीं. मैं अपनी छुट्टी पे जा सकती हूँ क्योंकि मैं उसके लिए मेहनत करती हूँ. So I think it's a balance. Life, you have to have a balance in life. All work and no play makes anyone a very dull person.
Yeah. The Jawan. Did you watch Jawan, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it has this. Yeah.
This dialogue?
Yeah, you don't know? Basically what happens is once you see the title, maybe you would have walked out of the theatre. But there's more. So there's a segment where Shah Rukh Khan talks to his father. I mean SRK and SRK. Yeah. So he's like, Baba, there's something new that we have to work on. All right. And do you know? Okay, since you did not see this, do you know Sanjay Dutt was always with SRK? Like they were teamed up. You don't know this?
Yeah, that I saw, but I didn't see this.
Okay, so he says, Baba, there's a new work, and he goes like, all work and no joy will make a handsome dull boy.
Okay, I didn't hear this. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, life has to be a balance. So I like my going out time. I like my me time. I like my workout time. I enjoy, like I said, I do everything. Wherever my one friend told me, he's like, I don't know how do you do it, but you keep in touch with everybody. How do you manage it? I have no idea.
That's really fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I've been saying it's the last question, but this is the last. I swear, I'm not even kidding.
No worries.
Yeah. So, who are you when no one's around, or when you're alone? Like, who are you? What do you think you are? And if you can describe yourself in 3 words when you are alone, how would you describe?
I think I'm at peace. I'm very peaceful. Like I said, I love my me time, and nobody will know I'm taking it. Also, I don't announce it. In that me time, whether I want to sit and look at this.
There's lots of strength when you actually don't announce your me time.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of power.
You know, there are people who will say that, okay, no, I'm not coming because I don't want to be with people. I don't say that. I'll just say that, okay, I'll try being there if I finish work. And if I really have to go, I'll go. If there are times that I don't want to talk to anybody, or I just want that time for myself, I will एक को बोलूंगी I'm working, दूसरे को बोलूंगी I'm sleeping, किसी और को बोलूंगी but I may actually just be sipping on some coffee, looking at the sea from my window, or watching something on TV, or music. Music is my meditation. I need music all the time. I'll just or sometimes when I just want to, I just go away for a walk. I don't need to tell anybody. And then for those, if I really don't want to, then I tell my PA, I said, okay, you know what? 2 hours, I'm not available. Deal with whatever has to be done. I'm not. Don't even message me, don't call me. And then she's waiting कि ये 2 घंटे कब खत्म हो गए that I can message. But I take my me time. But I don't tell people that I'm taking it. Because the minute you tell people, people want to know what are you going to do.
That's like contradicting.
But I'm very peaceful. In that time, I think I am processing myself from whatever. See, you're human. You are going to be hurt. You are going to be sad at times. You're going to be happy at times. There's a lot of emotions that we carry with us. But in that me time, I think I reason with myself of what actually I should be doing.
So you do a lot of processing.
Yes. Sometimes, and music makes me shut my mind, which is very good. In yoga, they say that if you can take a power nap, that's the best thing you're doing to your system, because you're actually shutting your mind. And I love power naps. I can take a 10-minute power nap and be fresh for the next 8 hours. And I've done that. I've slept for 3 hours, gone back to work, taken a 15-minute power nap in between of breaks, and up and about to work. So yeah, I think shutting your mind when you're so that you can process other things in life, like you process your own thought process to understand yourself, is very important.
And apart from the things that you're working on, is there something else you're looking forward to?
Holiday.
Okay.
And I'm going for 2 holidays in October.
You told about the Goa, and the other?
One is one of my friends' brother's 40th birthday, so we are going up for 2 days. So
okay, all right. Well, on that note, I think we spoke a lot, and I really enjoyed talking to you.
I'm so glad that after very long, I think I've sat for an interview which spoke about everything else except celebrities. Every interview that starts happening is like, Acha, you work with this artist. And I'm like, yeah, but you called to talk to me. Talk to me. But yeah, this was really interesting, Dave. It was really good. I'm definitely looking for more sessions like these.
No, I definitely do this. And that's what I think the USP of a podcast is about. You we want you to be there, and that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to create a human directory, so that no matter where you are, what are you doing, there should be people who should know you. They definitely know you, your story, your struggles. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. But that said, we have a rapid fire game before we bid a buy. Yeah, I know, right? So many questions. No, you're like, did this come to your mind? When is this going to end? By any chance?
No, it didn't. Like, listen, I am. Sometimes I'll be like, "Acha, chalo, isko abhi khatam karo." But conversation with you was really good.
Okay, I'm going to edit this part. I'm like, listen now, everyone, listen this one. I'll keep it on repeat now. Well, thank you again. Thank you, Billy. And we have a rapid fire game, and I'm sure you should be rapid, little quick.
Yeah. No one told me about the rapid fire. Fine. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So the first question obviously is who's your favorite singer?
Okay. Shit, has to be Indian.
Anything. It's your music taste. So
Shit, there are lots. But I'll say Whitney Houston.
Okay. If you could turn invisible for a day, what would you do?
I would go and sneakily eat all the dessert wherever it existed. Whatever I like. Nobody to see that I'm cheating.
Okay. You're going to the gym now? You're working out? You do?
Yeah, I have my gym in the evening. My trainer better not be hearing this, okay?
Okay, alright. If you had to choose 3 makeup items from your bag that you can't live without.
My blush, mascara and a lip balm.
Okay, yeah, lip balm is... I always carry a lip balm. I always do.
Blush, mascara. Oh, sorry, one more.
Okay.
Eyebrow. I can't do without my eyebrow powder. Sorry, no.
Okay. It's perfect, by the way. I mean, it's just
thanks.
Really perfect. I know.
I'll still skip the mascara, but I want my brows, blush, and lip balm.
Okay, all right. Who's your favorite on-screen Bollywood couple?
Kajol, Shahrukh.
Do you are you a fan of any hero actors? Like, do you have that? Okay.
No.
Which Bollywood actors or actress fashion sense do you admire the most?
Fashion sense. I see Tamannaah is a friend, but I really like she's really grown into her fashion. That's what I really like.
Tamannaah had a transition. If you see her, like today, she's all different than what she was back then. I mean, from a very sweet, innocent, very little girl, to today, like she's almost...
She has grown herself into this, and I'm so proud of her. So,
she's a face of boldness now. One of the faces of boldness, and her voice. I'm starting to hear now her voice. I don't know why I did not hear her voice back
because
then.
In South films, they always someone dubbed for her. Because of Bollywood, you're getting to hear her voice, and she has a beautiful voice.
I know, right? Yeah. Alright, the next question. If you weren't a makeup artist, what completely different career path do you think you'd be?
If I wasn't a makeup artist,
what career would you be in?
I think I would be in my father's business. That is manufacturing.
Okay.
But yeah. No, I can't think. Yeah, what else would I be?
I think you can be a good teacher also. I mean, a teacher, like a conventional teacher, teaching to kids.
Very few people know this about me, but I trained in music for 18 years.
Really? You didn't tell this on...
That's why my tattoo is
okay.
And a treble note.
Oh my god. How did I miss to ask this question? Because, I generally ask what's the meaning behind the tattoos, because, people have, they're deeper. Oh, okay.
So
18...
Billy and a music note.
Oh my god.
I trained... I wish I would be a singer if I wasn't a makeup artist.
See, that's what, with talking to artists like you have to be very careful with the details. You might miss out on lots of things if you're not careful. You do the detailing aspect. Artists are the details, to be honest.
Yes.
Artist lies in the details. So, yeah, 18 years. All right, great. All right, next question. If you could be a superhero, which superhero character would you be?
Superman.
Oh, you love that. Oh, I know that. I think all 1990s, 1980 kids, they'd all want to be Superman or Batman,
No, Superman. I'm Superman.
Okay. You want to fly in.
Yeah.
And just
hope.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
No, sorry. That was Spider-Man, but I want to be like, I want to fly.
Okay, you want to fly. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And hope that no one has kryptonite, because, it's a cruel world.
Yeah.
Alright, the last question. Can you recall a makeup trend or look from the past that you wish never existed or never happened?
From the past. No, yeah. I mean, like, I think as a makeup, there's no trend that I would not want it to be there, because there's so much to learn from every trend. I think every trend was created looking at what was needed in that era. And as a makeup artist, I don't think I can discriminate any look that was created previously, because it teaches you. It teaches you of, like I said, for me, character building is so important. It teaches you how to probably go about and do things. Yeah, the only trend I wish that never existed is non-blending. You need to blend. That's all. That's the only. And till date, when people do those stark-looking things, until it is required as a look, but on bridal, no, Baba, please mat karo. That's it. Otherwise, I can't take any look from any era away, because I think this. So I have this book that is called Decades of Beauty. And it's a book that very few people have left with them, because it doesn't get printed anymore. I bought it out of how reselling was happening, and that's what book. And it talks about every detail of that era, how things were created, of how a lipstick color was created, of how fashion was done. If women didn't have the money to wear stockings, they would trim their legs and put a line on their legs to make it, because stockings was expensive.
Right.
And it was a trendy thing to have at that time. So all of that, I think it's very beautiful how things when they started wearing lashes underneath. Eyes would look more popped up. I think every era had their own reasons for having it. I can't discriminate that.
Right. And since you have mentioned stockings, I think stocking is one such accessory that would make you a different person altogether. Like you wear it and it completely transforms you. The amount of right.
I used to love wearing black stockings. Nowadays, see, also our country, the temperature is like the weather is so bad that you'll probably be sweating the hell out with stockings. Except if you're living up north or somewhere. But I would love to wear them, even till date.
Okay, the last question, and this one's for all men, who has a crush on you, or who might after listening to you. So, what's the easiest way to get into your heart?
Food.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not difficult.
Okay.
And a little sense of humor.
Okay. Since you have mentioned sense of humor, last question. Would you rather be a person with great sense of humor or a person with intelligence? Great intelligence.
Sense of humor.
Okay. All right. Well, that said,
if he'll have sense of humor, he's going to be a little bit intelligent anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A equals to B, B equals to C, so A is equals to C. So
did you Janeja?
Oh my God, yes. I just wanted to talk about it as well. Did you see Karina's look? I was really shocked to see Karina in that avatar.
I think she's not wearing any makeup.
Yeah. I mean, it was completely natural. It was really great, and the movie. Oh my God! What kind of twisted movie it was. I really loved it.
The ending, I kept thinking, Asa, he took the blame and he said, but the way he did it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was like, okay, now the twist is there.
Yeah, right. It was really amazing. But yeah. Well, that said, thank you, B. Thanks for being here. It was great talking to you. With all my heart, I really love the conversation, and I really look forward to meet you in the studio. I definitely call you.
Please come to our studio to meet us.
Oh, okay.
Come to Out of the Box sometime and come meet us.
Right, definitely, and the cat is calling me yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, thanks again, Billy. Take care. Bye.
And you too. Bye.